Pakistan game was something that you wanted to win. You came pretty close. Uh, Up next is New Zealand. Could you talk us through how the preparations are and what are you expecting from your team, especially the batting with Bastali giving that wonderful half century along with Vikram, but the rest of the batting has kind of fizzled out when it mattered. So, has there been any focus on your batting and your preparations for tomorrow's game?
Yeah, look, obviously it's disappointing to lose the game to Pakistan. Bas and Vicky played very well, and there was great knocks. We have reviewed the game, and we understand where we need to improve, and all those things have been talked about, and we know we need to do it for longer, and all of those things have been discussed.
So, what was the learnings for you from the Pakistan game? Because there was a time where you had Pakistan under the pump, and even in the chase, you guys started off well against the Pacers, but when the spinners came on, there was a bit of dip in the run rate. Learnings on the game and plus this aspect. What is the thought process?
Yeah, look, we had Pakistan under a bit of pressure there. Everybody knows that. Obviously, the learnings from that is we've got to do it for longer. And that's been discussed, and it's, if you compare it to T20 cricket, it's 30 overs longer, so it speaks for itself. We need to do it for longer, and put them under pressure for longer.
Yesterday, yesterday Dale Steyn was just joking about how he was teammates with you more than 10 years ago, and how he was very effusive in his praise for your fitness and work ethic and commitment. Just tell us about how you managed to keep going. You play in different leagues in the world. Just tell us about the secret to your longevity and this hunger to kind of keep reinventing yourself and keep playing the way you do.
Yeah, I think for me, obviously, competing. I love competing, so I think that helps me stay fit, stay hungry for the game, and I just love playing the game and competing against other teams and other players.
How do you look to tomorrow's match, given that the two openers have done very well against England? So any particular plans or anything, how you're looking to it?
Look, I think every team has plans to batters, and tomorrow's how well we can execute those plans to put them under pressure. And I mean, those two guys played at a great partnership in the previous game, but we've got our plans to get them out, and as we said earlier, put pressure on them. They are a very organised, skillful team, so we know what we're up against. They're a quality team, but if we play the way we play and execute how we want to, we can put them under pressure and win the game.
Among the positives in this last match was Bass all-round show and off-spinner that's bowling. So how was that for you as a team?
Yeah, massive. I think those two guys, the way they performed alongside Vicky, it's encouraging. It just shows that we do have very skillful players and talented players in our team, and it's not every game relying on one player to turn it around for us. But it's always encouraging seeing those guys do well.
Hi, Roelof. During the World Cup qualifiers, you were nursing a finger injury playing for Somerset. Can you talk us through how did you follow the team in Zimbabwe and that Scotland game in particular?
Yeah, I mean, yes, the cricket the guys played in Zimbabwe was exceptional. They stood up against Test playing nations and showed we deserved to be on the stage. So, it was great to see the guys perform, and as I said previously, that everybody played a part. It wasn't just certain individuals.
And from a bowling perspective, you bowled a lot more in India. What do you do differently to, let's say, Taunton?
Yeah, look, conditions change wherever you go. It's just getting all of the information, taking it on board, and you got to assess not only the conditions but the opposition you play against, and work everything around that.
And any new tricks up your sleeve?
No new tricks. Old dog, no new tricks.
Logan giving you guys a bit of intel on some of the Kiwi players, considering he plays with them at the Wellington Firebirds.
Yeah, I think these days, the cricket environment is where you play with so many guys, across the whole year. So everybody's got info about the players, and it's handy that they've been in contact with their players more often than not. So always handy information.
Rolf, talk us through the entire spin department. We saw everyone bowling in tandem, and sometimes we saw the strategies were almost working to the mark. So, what, as a senior most player in the team and one of the best spinners, so what are your inputs to them?
Yeah, look, I think we look at, you look at matchups, you look at where guys are uncomfortable, where the ball's turning away, when they're turning back. I think all teams are aware of what players' weaknesses are and strengths are, and players also know what they're strong at and not. And you just got to weigh those things up and on the day execute as best you can to upset that. So all the information is there. It's just about execution.
You had a look at the surface, and obviously the first two warm-ups, score of excess of 300 was scored, but during the first game that you played, the ball kind of stopped and came. What do you make of the surface that is here?
Yeah, I think it's a good surface. There was something for the bat and ball. If you played well on there, you could score runs. We do have a bit more intel. We've played on the surface, obviously not the same wicket, but we've got a bit of info on it, and it's a good cricket wicket. Boundaries are pretty even, and there is a bit of turn, there's a bit of movement for the seamers. So, if you play good cricket, you can reap the rewards.
Roelof, what sort of impression do you have of Aryan Dutt and Shariz Ahmed, and what sort of knowledge transfer has taken place with them?
Yeah, look, they are very talented young bowlers. I've worked a bit more with Shariz over the last few years, but they're both unique in what they do, and very talented. So no, it's definitely something for the future. And I can just help wherever I can and give information and advice.
Word on Vikram, how good he batted the other day. Sorry. Word on Vikram, how good he batted the other day.
Yeah, look, Vicky is also another exceptional talent. Also still very young, so he's still got to build up a lot of experience. But the signs he has shown is very encouraging for Dutch cricket. He plays with a certain amount of flair, and it's lovely to watch. And I think he's one for the future.
And finally, how excited are you to play in this World Cup? It's been a long journey of yours. We have all read great stories about you. Emotionally, how connected are you, and as a professional, how prepared are you?
Look, whatever team I play for, I want to win. So it doesn't change whether I'm playing in a World Cup or in a local competition. I want to win games of cricket, and I'll apply myself the best I can, whether it's on the field, giving advice, off the field training. I'm always well prepared, and I just want to win games, and nothing changes playing for the Dutch.